Hello, welcome to Empower Capital. So today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. What's going on? What's up? People are getting fed up. Bitcoin goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. What's the problem? Okay. So right now I'm supposed to give you a quick update on what's going on right now. So there's been a lot of manipulation going on in the digital assets industry because it lacks certain regulatory clarity. And because of that, certain people called market makers, right? I'm going to give you some names soon, have been manipulating the market. Who instigates them to do this? I don't know. I don't know why they think they can do this. I don't know why they feel it's okay that they can do this. I know there may not be clear regulatory rules around it, but that is unacceptable, right? Right now, Bitcoin should be doing much better than it is right now. But we obviously seeing manipulation because even stocks have done better than a lot of the digital assets, right? And that shouldn't be because we were in a bull market, we had a crash, and now we're recovering from that pullback. Okay. And so today we found out that one of the market makers called Jane Street was actually behind a lot of the manipulation. I know there's also speculation on Binance as well. I know there's speculation on Coinbase as well being connected to some of these bad guys, if you want to call them. And so now they found that Jane Street, who now completely deleted all their Twitter or X posts. If you go look on the X posts now, they deleted everything, and they've just been trying to get rid of all evidence as quick as possible. Okay, because they've been booked, they've been identified, and there's a lawsuit coming their way from New York City, and so now Bitcoin starts going back up, right? And so the question I have, and I'm trying to connect certain dots, is this Clarity Act that we're trying to get passed, right? Go check out the Clarity Act if you don't know what that is by now, right? The Clarity Act is probably one of the single most important act or move that the US has ever done for crypto. Okay, it's going to be the most important one. When they approved the Bitcoin ETFs, that was great. When BlackRock started buying Fidelity and all that, that was all great. But this is another level, right? Because banks want to get in, right? And so they don't want to be dealing with these type of manipulation. So the question I have is, number one, are these manipulation being done on purpose with the knowledge of the banks, with the knowledge of investment banks, right? Do these investment banks, do they know when market makers like Jane Street are manipulating the market? I think yes. Why? Because they are able to make money. They're able to buy cheap and accumulate at cheaper price. The more retail gets out. By Jane Street keep manipulating the market up and down. I think it allows these big investment firms and banks and so on who want to get into this industry now. It allows them to buy at a cheap price, right? Because retail gets fed up, right? And they keep manipulating the price down, then these banks and investment firms are able to buy when retail sells, right? And I think that's part of the incentive for these investment companies to allow entities like Jane Street to keep doing this nonsense, right? And Binance too, I know is also on the radar. Coinbase was also been seen doing some shady business with Wintermute, another market maker in London, right? So these are all names, four major names in the space that are very bad reputation in terms of on-chain data, right? Follow what's his name? Marty Party on X. He's been following these things on chain really well. All right. So one is Wintermute, Jane Street. These are two market makers, very prominent, very large, lots of assets that they manage. And Binance and Coinbase, these are two of the largest exchanges in the world. Right. So these are four big dogs who are sort of in a way working together and there's data on chain. That's the good thing about blockchain. You can see what's going on the blockchain, and that's why Marty Party follows all of this and exposes it. Right. So I'm not accusing anyone, but this is what we're seeing. Jane Street One is all over X. It's all over the digital assets news. Right. So I'm not accusing them, but this is all over there. So the other question I have as well is, well, if market makers and these crypto exchanges are profiting off of the volatility because people are getting in and out, buy and sell, right? People jump out, jump in, if they're making a lot of money and they're getting an incentive to keep this up, then why would Coinbase or Brian Armstrong, why would he be in favor of the Clarity Act if that Clarity Act is going to sort of mitigate the manipulation, right? So could it be part of the reason why maybe Brian Armstrong is using stablecoins as a stablecoin yield fight against the banks right now, which is this is the discussion that has been sort of delaying the Clarity Act from moving forward right now. It's right now in Congress and White House they're discussing this so they can move forward so this law can get signed. But could it be that this is part of the reason why Coinbase is pretending that they want clarity, but really don't really want it for the sake of public perception? Could it be that they're pretending, right? I'm not talking about the whole Coinbase film. I'm talking about the CEO, Brian Armstrong. Could it be that he's pretending to be in favor of clarity, right? Just for public appearance sake, but really deep down, he really doesn't want it, right? And it makes sense why he called that bill a bad bill, the way it was written, right? Whereas his counterparts and everyone else thought it's not perfect, but it's still better than nothing. He was the only one that said no bill is better than this bill, right? And I love what Brad Garlinghouse said, the CEO of Ripple. He said, "Don't let perfect be the enemy, right, of good." Right? So we have something good. Let's move forward. It's not gonna be perfect. You can always make amendments, but Brian Armstrong is pretending to be in favor for public perception, but really he does not want it because the Coinbase is being seen by Marty Party and others on chain doing business with entities like Wintermute, right? Sending them stable coins to manipulate the market, right? So these things need to be exposed, right? And Jane Street has just been exposed, and now they are just trying to get rid of evidence. That's what's being said out there. And now Bitcoin all of a sudden shoots up, right? Almost 10% today. It went up, right? And it's cooled off, right? So we'll see how things go over the upcoming week. But yeah, there's a lot in store. And let me show you. So now let's take a look at the charts. Okay. So I wanna quickly share my screen and then we can take a look at what is going on. Some evidence as to what I was talking about relating to Jane Street as an example, right? So Jane Street is right here. So let's take a look. And as you can see, Jane Street is right there. There's my screenshot. All right, right here. Look, take a look at that. Right, Max posted this and said Jane Street has deleted all their X posts. If you go to Jane Street's page, you can see exactly what the man said. So let's go take a look at Jane Street and see who they are, what they're up to. So Jane Street, zero posts, nothing. Replies, nothing. They've been there since 2020, 2018, but they have no posts, right? Nothing. No media, right? They're deleting everything. They're trying to remain clean. I want to follow them, but I'm not going to follow them, right? So this is what is going on, and it's very shady of them, right? To now pretend and to to be the good guys and pretend that nothing happened. But the lawsuit is coming, and that's it. So, but now let's go look at Bitcoin. Let's look at the charts and see how things look from the technical analysis side. I just discussed the fundamentals. The fundamentals have not changed. Bitcoin, the bull market is just getting heated up. All right, so we're about to see something very good soon. That's what I believe because quantitative easing is picking up, right? And when we look at people like Marty Party, he's been showing us some very good data that he has access to. So if we look at what's going on when it comes to QE, we can see he released some things yesterday that I think it's worth looking at. Let's take a look at a couple of things that Marty Party posted yesterday regarding QE, quantitative easing. All right, so I'm not gonna go all the way there. So it's okay. Let's move on from there. Let's take a look at Bitcoin chart and Nvidia as well.